Knicks really focused, obviously, on getting a Game 1 win, and the bench saved them the first half. And you got to have Hart down the stretch.
And they did. And, you know, Josh Hart, they were leaving him open. I mean, they were daring other people to beat them. That's what the Sixers' game plan was. Take Jalen Brunson out of it and see who else can step up. Josh Hart doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but when he takes them, they count. And he certainly made big ones. You also can't ignore Mitchell Robinson and his defense on Joel Embiid. Embiid might be on one leg. He showed a ton of courage in this game, volleyball, even just coming back into play. But Mitchell Robinson had a statement game for him because he hasn't had a ton of playoff experience, but this was a big one for him.
You have to elevate your play in the playoffs. You have to elevate your intensity, your focus, your compete level. We saw that from Mitchell Robinson, especially Deuce McBride and Bojan Bogdanovic. Throw Josh Hart into the mix. On a night where Jalen Brunson struggled a little bit, he's got a lot of guys all over him. He's a very cerebral player. He's trying to figure out how Philadelphia is guarding him. Kelly Oubre's a tall, athletic, really tough defender who's on him 94 feet when he touches the ball, but other guys stepped up. Jalen alluded to it. This team is the personification of a team.
Yep.
When one guy struggles, someone else picks him up. That's exactly what you need to do in the NBA playoffs, and I'll tell you, that atmosphere in that building, thank you, fans. Thank you, fans, because the Knicks were not going to win that game if they did not have that sixth man in their back pushing them to that victory. What a performance all around by everyone who was at that Garden and by the Knicks team.
We're here for the next hour to break it all down. Brunson, only 8 out of 26. You talk about Mitchell Robinson, 12 rebounds, 7 on the offensive glass, and Joel Embiid, yeah, he's compromised, but he didn't make a single field goal, Wally, in the fourth quarter, which the Knicks began down 3. And they ended up outscoring the Sixers by 10 in the fourth quarter.
I mean, the guy's banged up, and Mitchell Robinson is not feeling sorry for him. And you don't feel sorry for a guy when he is banged up and hurt. You just do your job. And how about the shot that Deuce McBride hit to start off that fourth quarter when the Knicks actually lost the lead at one point? And then I'll tell you, there's Kelly Oubre with that steal. That was a big steal. And then Josh Hart, what a monster shot. I mean, just last resort. Okay, I'll put it up. I'll shoot it with confidence. Knocks it down. Mitchell Robinson doing what he did all game long, Allen, just getting every offensive rebound, tip backs. He's much quicker right now than Joel Embiid, and that's what Jalen Brunson does.
That was his first rhythm shot, I feel like, in the second half, right, Wally? Like, he was so out of rhythm, the way they were playing defensively. Look at the work. Look at the hustle from Mitchell Robinson. Gus Johnson said it on the game. That's Knicks basketball. That's old school. That's what he does. But, boy, how about Tyrese Maxey?
Go away.
My goodness.
Go away.
He is a problem, 33 points. And then Hart says, I can answer that. Shoots it right back. I mean, this was back and forth. OG Anunoby throughout this game was very, very quiet. But that was a very loud three-pointer that he needed to knock down. Speaking of go away, Kyle Lowry, please.
Threes back and forth.
Miami told me he was done. I don't think so.
Game right now.
How about this shot, though?
Yeah, how about this
Just like you drew it up.
Yeah, how about the style points with the little leg kick? You gotta love that.
3 of 4 from downtown for Josh Hart in that fourth quarter.
Rebounding, Allen.
Well, that is the biggest story. Plus 22. We talked about it coming in during the regular season. The Knicks out-rebounded by 41. In the 4 games. So now it's, 22 just in this game alone, and the offensive rebounding certainly was a huge story in this game as well because they got 23 offensive rebounds, 26 second chance points, and in the playoffs, those second chances are everything.
23 offensive boards for the Knicks is one off a tie for the season high, and the bench points with McBride 21,
42-7.
Bogdanovic had 13, and Mitchell Robinson also contributed. All right, Monica McNutt helped call the game on ESPN Radio 98.7 FM. And Monica, we're talking about Deuce McBride. Never was he more important in the second quarter. The Knicks got off to a sluggish start, but they blitzed Philly in the second quarter, outscoring them 33-12. And McBride by himself outscored Philly. He had 13 in the second quarter, and the Sixers, again, only 12 in the second quarter.
Listen, we asked Deuce McBride about that in the second quarter, and he said, as the second unit, we wanted to get in the ball game, change the energy, change the tempo, and that's what they sought to do. We also asked him about being prepared and making the most of his minutes in short bursts, although tonight he did play 28 minutes, and he just talked a lot about the confidence that this team has in him, his opportunities on the floor, and his willingness to compete, Peter. Like, such a tremendous performance from Deuce McBride. But also, if you wanted to go down this list, you could have a conversation about the total team effort. But for McBride, he understood that he needed to turn up his defensive intensity, whether he was drawing the assignment of Tyrese Maxey or even having to switch on to Joel Embiid at points. And then it's his shot making, right? The Knicks got a little bit bogged down in the half court, and McBride was able to break that by pushing in transition, by scoring quickly in the half court set. This was a lot of fun for one, as I just need to take a deep breath. But then two, it was another demonstration of a team that is able to be strong because of the sum of their parts. And I know nationally the question was, who's going to be the second leading scorer? Well, tonight, you got a couple of guys you could choose from that answered that call.
Well, Monica, as you talk about, we were in the building also. It was really loud. Can you hear anything first and foremost? Because I imagine right now your ears are probably still ringing from being in the building calling the game. But second of all, they were ringing because there were loud cheers for a lot of different heroes, and one of them includes Mitchell Robinson. Who saw that coming first and foremost, right? Who saw what he did against Embiid, especially in the second half? Who saw that coming?
Listen, this is why I said on air tonight, I am delirious from the choice of whose line was as impactful, or was most impactful, I should say, next to Jalen Brunson, who frankly did not have a signature game tonight. And you could definitely make the case that Mitchell Robinson offered such a line. Don't get caught up in the points, just 8 points, but 4 big-time blocks, 12 monster rebounds, and a willingness to fight with the former MVP or the reigning MVP and go toe-to-toe with him, never backing down. Mitchell Robinson tonight showed one of his more mature performances of the season, including knocking down 2 big free throws late. Fantastic stuff.
Great point on the free throws.
Monica, great start for the Knicks getting that Game 1 win. How do the Knicks slow down Tyrese Maxey in Game 2 and the rest of the series?
Well, all right, and I heard you talking a little bit about this, Wally, so let's have a little dialogue. I don't think that the Joel Embiid knee thing is going to get better. And so I think Maxey is probably going to feel a little bit more pressure. I expect there to be more opportunity for McBride to match up in terms of slowing him down, but you got to get back and defend because you know he's looking to attack with that speed. Late in the fourth today, you saw him attacking. He gets going right after a couple of steps cross half court, and then he's got a full head of speed and can use all of his acrobatics right at the rim. And so you almost have to meet him sooner. I know that that is far easier said than done because of that speed, but I just think he's probably going to be a guy that can move up the scouting report just a bit because I don't know that Joel Embiid is going to improve over the course of this series.
Okay, Monica, great stuff as always. We'll see you on Monday night for Game 2.
Thanks, guys.
Tyrese Maxey finishing with 33 points, guys, but not enough for Philadelphia.